What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Love Ribbon. Oh my god, let's get started. Zoe, stop it. Shh. Don't talk. Just close your eyes and concentrate on my fingers. I obey Zoe's commands and close my eyes. I can feel her hand gently stroking my face, making its way down to my collarbone. My shirt begins to feel loose. Zoe is unbuttoning my shirt with one hand while holding me close with the other. Zoe, don't. Not at school. It's fine. Nobody's going to disturb us here. It's just me and you, all alone in our own little world. Zoe retracts her hand from my collarbone and brings it to my hip. She slides her hand beneath my shirt and drags it up with her forearm as her hand creeps up my torso. I can't moan. A soft gasp escaped my lips as the pressure on my chest drops once more. But this time, it isn't because of my shirt being unbuttoned. I hear a click, and a moment later, I feel a chill on my breast. My bra slides down my body, dropping to the floor. Plain and white, I'm a little disappointed in you, Iris. Are your panties more interesting, perhaps? Zoe tugs at my skirt, pulling the waist up so she can see up the front. Damn. Zoe lets out a sigh and releases my skirt. Oh well, it's not like I expected you to wear something erotic to school. Besides, it looks like she's gonna finger her. Something like that. I'll play with it. The zipper on the side of my skirt descends, causing my skirt to loosen in the same manner as my skirt. It's all the same once they hit the floor, right? Zoe pulls the zipper down a little further, then suddenly stops. I open my eyes to see what she's doing. Zoe, what are you... No peeking, Iris. Zoe puts one hand over my eyes as the other hand traces my stomach. She runs a single finger up and down my body, tickling my flesh as the sense of anticipation kills me. Now, where will I strike next? Care to take a guess, Iris? My breathing stops as Zoe's finger wiggles between my skirt and waist, then slips under my panties. But the second she gets that far, Zoe retracts her hand once more, still leaving me guessing. No guesses? I wanted to hear you talk dirty for once, but I guess that isn't going to happen. Zoe moves her free hand to my back, pulling my upper body forward while still covering my eyes. Zoe, isn't this going too far? We should really... I can't do that. A soft breeze suddenly tickles my ear. Unexpected and surprisingly pleasurable, the sensation causes a weak yelp to escape my lips. I try to look for the source of her unexpected sensation, but with Zoe's hand still over my ears, I failed to do so. How cute, did it really feel that good? Maybe I should have you return the favor. Zoe's voice is quiet. The fact that I can hear her means she is right next to my ear. I quickly pieced the evidence together and realized that the strangely enjoyable sensation was the feeling of Zoe blowing in my ear. Zoe, please, I can't. You can't what? All you need to do is sit back and relax. Zoe blows in my ear again, and I feel a shiver run down my spine. Her warm breath then finds its way to my neck, at which point I feel a soft, wet sensation leaving its mark. Zoe is kissing my neck over and over, making her way down to my collarbone. She pulls my skirt, loosened from earlier, down to just above my breasts, and for every inch my skirt descends, so do her lips. Though my chest is still covered, I can feel the air on my chest as Zoe gives herself a clear view of my breast from above. Her kisses stop a moment before she reaches my breast. Your nipples are erect. You're enjoying this after all, aren't you? No, that's not. I try to protest, but I realize I'm not fooling anyone. Zoe doesn't even wait for my response as she pressed her lips against my bare skin, teasing me as she purposely avoids my breasts. Before she can reach her presumed target, Zoe stops. She pulls her face away and covers my chest with my skirt. Just as I think it's over, I feel her hand on my thigh. Zoe's hand gently glides across my skin, above my knees, but below my skirt, she starts to move her hand upward. She softly prods my butt with her fingers, and then tugs on my panties from below. Plain, white, and soon to be removed. Are you turned on, Iris? My breathing stops once more. I know exactly what Zoe is about to do. She's made her intention clear. But to let her see my in school? I'd once let her peek briefly at home, after she'd asked for a reward for acing an exam. I shyly pulled my skirt up while sitting in the dining room chair. Then under Zoe's lust-filled gaze, I pulled my panties to the side, letting her take in the sight of my bare lips. We'd been doing things like this frequently, never really acknowledging the unspoken taboo of our relation, never really taking it too far. But this is... Even so, I don't try to stop her. I simply wait for her next move, torn between embarrassment and arousal. It's okay, you don't need to say it. I'll let your body do the talking. Oh no. Zoe runs a single finger over my panties, tracing my pussy through the fabric. I don't know what kind of moans she does, but I'll just do a moan. I know a moan, okay? But she's gentle, and she does so indirectly. A wave of pleasure washes over my body, and I can't help but let out another moan. I knew it. If you're already this excited, then... Zoe tugs at my panties once again, but this time she seems intent on removing them. Oh damn, I felt I was going to change the action a bit. I can feel the tight fabric moving down my thighs, so slowly that the weight is agonizing. Just as I entertain the thought of removing them myself, Zoe forcibly grabs hold of my panties and... That was rough. I almost forgot how difficult it is to run in long pants. My heart stops as an unfamiliar voice echoes around us. The sound of 2 sets of footsteps approaching grows louder by the second, causing panic to immediately set in. Yeah? Hell, what else are you going to wear when it's cold outside? Oh, what would you rather be? What would you rather be wearing bloomers? Zoe quickly removes her hands from my body and squats down. She hurriedly pockets my bra and glances at my face, then buttons my shirt back up as she realizes that I'm frozen solid. Hey, don't even joke about that. Some schools actually make their students wear them, you know. Schools with male principals, no doubt. They'll probably have school swimsuits too. Gross. How's that gross? It's natural. Please, can we just change the topic already? You're the one who started it. Zoe casually pulls me away to the wall as we wait for the 2 female students to walk by. They glance at us briefly, but stop short for actually saying anything. All they see are 2 students skipping class. That was close. Oh, that was close. Maybe we should have just used the bathroom after all. But ew, the bathroom's dirty and all that, you know what I mean? No space. Once the girl's footsteps are no longer audible, Zoe lets out a sigh. Still, it was fun, don't you agree? Zoe looks down at me and smiles. Unable to say anything, I quickly avert my gaze. My face is already hot, and I'm far too embarrassed to make eye contact. Maybe just a little. I feel words escape my lips as I force myself to speak. Zoe seems almost surprised as her eyes widen, but after only a moment her smile reappears. Is that so? Then perhaps we should continue somewhere with a little more privacy. Zoe takes my hand in hers, but rather than walk off, she places something in my hand. I look down and find a piece of familiar fabric. Put that back on and meet me in the bathroom in 10 minutes. Don't keep me waiting. You know what's going on. They're gonna make out. It's gonna be erotic and sexy. Oh, what? I can see her. Days continue to pass on as Zoe and I become more intimate and daring. What started as playful flirting quickly developed into public displays of affection and even cheeky moments at school. Though we're careful not to get caught by any teachers, we consistently teeter on the edge, taking stupid risks as our hormones take over. You know, even if you did forget, I don't think anyone would notice. Not a chance. There's no way that's true. Sure it is. I've forgotten them before. As long as you act natural and it's not particularly windy, there's really nothing to worry about. I guess, but wouldn't it feel weird? I don't think I'd be able to keep calm at all. That's an understatement. I can see it now. Iris with a bright red face, tightly clutching her skirt and on the verge of tears. I wouldn't be that bad. What about you? You said you forgot to wear panties to school before, but there's no way you were as composed as you claim. Sure, I was. Nobody had a clue. Well, except for this one teacher who was picking up skirts from the bottom of the staircase. I got all A's in his class for the rest of the semester. Zoe, you didn't. Calm down. Iris, of course I didn't. Come on now, you know I wouldn't be that careless. And if I did catch a teacher picking up at my skirt, there's no way I'd let him live. That's true. I was serious about forgetting once or twice though. It was pretty breezy, and I was kind of worried the first time, but otherwise, it wasn't that bad. You should try it sometime. I'm sure you get a kick out of it. Not on your life. I only brought up the topic because it's one of my biggest fears. And you thought revealing your fears to me would be a good idea. Watch your back, Iris. One of these days, I'm definitely going to make you go to school commando. Just you try it. There's no way I'll let that happen. It's a little weird going to school without pants. It's just, panties. It's just underwear. It's just weird, you know. I wouldn't be so sure about that. The next time you go to the toilet, don't be surprised if a hand reaches under the partition and steals your underwear. Oh my god, Zoe, stop it. That's way too creepy, even for you. Oh, lighten up. You can't really be that scared of it happening. Besides, even if you did forget, it's not like there wouldn't be a silver lining. While my gaze is focused on Zoe's face, I feel a soft, warm sensation running up my thigh. I look down to see Zoe's arm. She discreetly slipped her hand under my skirt and is now stroking my thigh. Zoe, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Zoe moves her hand upward, then removes her hand from my body. But before I can breathe a sign of relief, Zoe's hand reappears closer to the top of my skirt and quickly slips under the waistline of my panties. Without a moment's hesitation, she grabs hold of my bare cheek, smirking playfully as she does. Zoe, you can't. Not here. Not here, you say? Then where? Where would you like to continue? At home. I lower my head ashamedly and glance towards a seldom used building towards the edge of the school. As you wish. Zoe removes her hand from under my skirt and moved it to my waist. Like that, we begin to walk side by side as Zoe keeps her arm wrapped around me. I look down at Zoe's arm and begin to fret. Lately, our little games have become rather extreme. We've always stopped short of actually having sex, but I still head back to class for my filled encounters, aroused and flushed. Isn't this a bit too obvious? What will we do if someone sees us? We'll be fine. Nobody's going to... Iris? Before Zoe can finish speaking, a stern, authoritative voice calls out to me from behind. I know that word, I just don't know how to say it. Zoe and I turn around in a panic, quickly separating from one another and straightening up. Professor Podbert! What the hell is that name, bro? What are you doing here? I could ask you the same thing. Why are you heading towards this old science building? You know that area's off limits. Oh, I was just taking Zoe over there to make sure she knows that it's a restricted area. Is that so? The professor raises an eyebrow as he glances towards Zoe. Zoe mimics his expression without saying a word, and after a peculiar silent exchange, his attention is turned towards me once more. Fair enough. More importantly, where were you yesterday? I didn't see you in class. Oh, right. Yesterday I had skipped school with Zoe in order to have fun around town. I thought nobody would notice, since there was only a single day off, but apparently my presence was missed after all. I was in bed. I was too sick to come to school. Zoe also stayed home in order to take care of me. I look towards Zoe and smile. Zoe offers an expression halfway between a smile and a smirk, as though she's trying not to chuckle at my excuse. I see. I'm sorry to hear that. Now piss off and let us make out. It's fortunate that you have a reliable younger sister. Yes, it is. I'm very grateful to have Zoe by my side. I answer with a little too much enthusiasm, causing Zoe to blush slightly and turn away. But no sooner had I spoken up than I realized something odd. Wait a minute. Professor, do you know Zoe? It seemed like the two of you hadn't met before, but given that you knew she was my younger sister, I have to ask. Astute observation, Iris. I suppose I should have expected as much from a scholarship student. Yes, I know about Zoe. I was one of the teachers who reviewed your scholarship application after all, Iris. I know all about your family situation, just as I know how badly you want your scholarship. The professor's expression shifts and his tone darkens. I feel as though he's about to say something very serious. Iris, you weren't sick yesterday, were you? Huh? Of course I was. Like I said, Zoe and I were ditching class again. I've been keeping an eye on you lately. Iris, do you know why? It's because your grades and latest exam scores have both been slipping badly. I was worried that something might be going on at home. I thought you might have financial trouble or having housing problems, so I dug a bit deeper. I found no such difficulties. Instead, I uncovered an interesting correlation. Every single time you disappeared from class or skipped school, your sister did the same. I looked towards Zoe anxiously. Like me, Zoe was wearing a troubled expression. Unlike her usual stoic self, Zoe let what she was feeling show clearly. She knew exactly where the professor was going. To be perfectly straight with you, Iris, you are dangerously close to losing your scholarship. Not only that, but until recently you were our top candidate for sponsored admission into Lilium. I fit right into a fantastic college which we only offer to a single student each year. Now, mere months before the decision, you're goofing off with that delinquent sister of yours. You're going to lose everything you've worked so hard to accomplish, all because of her bad influence. My face continues to heat up as I fight back tears. All of the consequences that I had initially feared, all of the repercussions I had chosen to ignore, every bad thing that could happen to me is now surfacing. My scholarship, the one I had almost earned and the one I am aiming for, is being taken away from me. My only chance of having a top class education, something I've worked so hard to earn with my own two hands, is being ripped away. Even so, my mind remains focused. Amid of all his warnings, there was one thing the professor said that I can't agree with. Don't blame her. It was my decision to skip class. It's not like Zoe forced me or anything. I did it myself, okay? So it's not like she's the one at fault. With tears forming in my eyes, I barely managed to squeeze out those words. Zoe looks towards me with a solemn expression, fearful that anything she says will only make the situation worse. No matter how strong and independent Zoe usually is, right now she is powerless. Look, I understand that two of you have some catching up to do. Family is important. It's natural that the two of you want to spend time together and get to know one another. Especially you, Iris. You have a very diligent, sincere personality. I have no doubt that you've only been led astray because of your deep love for your family. That is why I've spoken to the school board on your behalf. You have? I have indeed, and for an honest student like yourself, it was the least I could do. I argued about your record was perfect until you were influenced by another party. After much deliberation, they have agreed to let you retake your last test and prove that you deserve the opportunities you've been afforded. A retest? Don't go thinking this will happen again. The school never does this. There are many other students who would kill to be in your place, Iris. You will take the makeup test privately, and you will be watched closely while you do. There will be no distractions and no possibility of cheating. Have I made myself clear? Yes, Professor Podbert. Perfectly clear, sir. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Make sure you ace the retest, okay? The school board and I will both look foolish if you squander this rare opportunity. And I don't want to hear another word about you ditching class or getting poor test results. I really stuck my neck out for you to do this, you know. Yes, sir. I won't let you down. My enthusiasm brings back a smile to Professor Podbert's face. He has said everything that he intended to, and my answer is exactly what he wanted to hear. But just as his expression begins to soften, the professor turns towards Zoe. And as for you, be grateful that you were even allowed on campus after all of your antics. And both before and after your entrance into the school, I'm amazed you're still here. If it were up to me, you would be expelled, and Iris would complete her studies without you hindering her. You are a scourge upon your own sister, and you're the sole cause of a precarious situation. You should be ashamed of yourself. Zoe grits her teeth. It takes every ounce of her willpower not to respond to the professor's harsh words. Fine. If that's how it is, I'll go. I'll see you later, Iris. Zoe, wait! I'll reach out towards Zoe as she turns away. Zoe quickly storms off, and the moment I try to chase after her, a vice-like grip holds me back. Let her go, Iris. But sir! We still need to discuss the details of your retest. Let your sister vent. Some time for self-reflection might be just what she needs. Man, stuff you, Professor. BS you did all that. Shit, that stupid old man. Where does he get off acting like he knows everything about me? Bad influence my ass. What's so bad about getting a job and having a little fun? Mr. High and Mighty probably doesn't even know the meaning of the word fun. I know you're upset, but it's not nice to talk about someone like that. Iris? Zoe spins around in surprise as I suddenly address her. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be nerding it up with the professor? I probably should, but right now I'd much rather be consoling my dear little sister. I smile at Zoe as she scoffs at my remark. Little sister, huh? I don't think anybody ever guessed which one of us is the older sibling. That's fine. If you want to be the older sister, I'll happily let you pamper me. Careful. I might just take you up on that offer. But are you really sure you want a bad influence like me to be responsible for you? A smirk on Zoe's face disappears in an instant. She hangs her head and stares at me with a serious yet sullen expression. Even if I don't like that old man was saying, even if I didn't like what that old man was saying, there was some truth to his words. I'm the one who keeps pressuring you to skip school or ditch class with me. I'm the one inviting you out when you should be studying. If it weren't for me, don't you dare talk like that. Weren't you listening to me back there? I chose to skip class. I chose to go out instead of studying. Everything that's happened is my fault, not yours. And if I do lose my scholarship, that too will be my fault and mine alone. Though I was surprised by my response, Zoe quickly recovers and begins to frown. What's the deal with that anyway? That lithium thing? The Lilium scholarship? It's just like the professor said. It's a scholarship that would allow me to enter Lilium College. Not only that, I'd also be able to stay at the dorms, free of charge, and be practically guaranteed a job by the end of my education there. And that's something you want? It is. I don't usually talk about school stuff with you, since you find it boring, but getting a scholarship like that would be a dream come true. I can't tell how many hours of sleep I've lost because I've been writing essays, or studying ahead, or engaging in extracurricular activities. After all of the work I put in, receiving a scholarship like that would be a dream come true. Wow, I didn't even realize it was such a big deal. As you know, academics aren't really my thing. Even if I do alright in some subjects, I honestly couldn't care less. I don't mean to say you're wasting your time or anything, but to me, it all just seems so pointless. I thought you might see it that way. But that's okay. I know you aren't keen on school. If you'd rather been working than studying, I don't see a problem with that. Thank you. At least you get it. I tried to tell our father that I didn't want to go to some fancy school, but he was really insistent. I think he really felt guilty about never getting to know me. Since we only met a few times, he probably thought he could make amends by putting me on the right path or some rubbish like that. That sounds like our father, right? Still, I'm surprised he managed to persuade you. You must have inherited your forcefulness from him. Sadly, I think you're right. I told him that I wanted to make music, but he said he wanted me to finish school. That's when he got the bright idea of pairing us together. You make that sound like a bad thing. No, I didn't mean like a... Of course, now I'm glad that we're together. But at first, I wanted nothing to do with you. You were just a pampered little girl sent by a father to spy on me and make sure I wasn't up to anything. That's actually part of the reason why I was going out at night without telling you. I didn't want you reporting to our father that I was playing guitar instead of studying. But even after you found out, I couldn't help myself. I wanted to play so badly that I thought I'd go crazy. Even if our father doesn't approve, I know I want to do with my life. And for the better or worse, I'm going to keep on doing it. Zoe seems strangely happy as she talks about her love for music. Despite the fact that she's denigrating herself, Zoe is speaking in a calm and dignified manner. No idea what this word says. Oh my god. She knows exactly what she's passionate about, and she isn't ashamed to admit it. Realizing that, I begin to feel like I'm the screw up. As hard as I work toward my studies, the truth is that I don't know what I want to do when I graduate. I have no real goal at all. Compared to Zoe, who already knows what she wants to do with her life, I can't help but feel once more that she's the more mature of us sisters. You know what, Zoe? The professor said you're going down a bad path, but I don't think that's true. You're working towards a clear goal, and you have the ambition to get there. You're serious, and you're taking real steps towards realizing your dream. On the other hand, my path is so brittle that a single failed test could completely derail my life. I stared at the sheet of paper in my hand. Before parting ways, the professor printed out the detail of the makeup test, which I could be participating in. Though thankful for the gesture, I'm now more nervous than ever as a reminder of my failure stares back at me. So, those are the details of the retest, huh? Let me have a look. Rather than address my concerns, Zoe takes my hand into hers with her smile. For a brief moment our hands touch and I feel her warmth transmitting into my body. A second later we separate and Zoe has the paper in her hands. Now let's see. You still got time. You can study up before then, no sweat. You're gonna ace this test. Iris, I'll make sure of it. Zoe flashes me a smile and returns her eyes to the sheet of paper. As she reads a little further, however, her expression quickly darkens. Hang on, what's with the timing of the test? Oh, yeah, they can't do it during school hours, so it has to be after school. That's not a problem, is it? I've come home from school later than that before. That isn't a problem here. Zoe angrily shoves the sheet of paper in my face. I take another look at the time and try to figure out what has her so mad. Seeing me draw a blank, Zoe points to the date of the test. Ah, you get it now? Shit, this can't seriously be happening right now. For I didn't see it immediately. The date and time do indeed pose a problem. The time of my test overlaps with Zoe's upcoming performance, her biggest to date, and also the most important. She had mentioned it several times already, ensuring that I wouldn't forget. And whenever I assured her that I wouldn't miss it, her joy was obvious. This sucks. I was really looking forward to your show too. It can't be helped. I'll just have to go to the next one. It can't be helped. That's your conclusion? Iris, do you have any idea how important this show is to me? Or how badly I want you to come? This isn't just some event you can just brush off like it's nothing. It's a huge deal to me, okay? No, I get that, but I really need to take this retest. My future could be riding on this test. I can't just blow it off. Sure you can. It's just one stupid test, right? Wouldn't you rather come see your sister play on a real stage with tickets and everything? This could be my big break and I want you to be there. No, it's more than that. I need you, Iris. Please. Zoe grabs my shoulders. Her voice is tight with desperation and her grip is stronger than she realizes. Truth be told, I want to be there for her, and if this wasn't such a tense situation, hearing Zoe say that she needed me would have caused my heart to beat fiercely. But unfortunately, I can't afford to think like that right now. It's without a doubt an unfair decision to make. Nobody should ever have to choose between their future and their own family. Be that as it may, that's exactly what I must now do. Will I redeem myself and pursue my own academic future, or will I support Zoe and help her to achieve her dream? Okay, I have a feeling this choice varies a lot. So, save file 3. Okay, these choices vary a lot. Alright, so I'm gonna start with it's so hard. If I take the test, I dog Zoe. If I don't take the test, I fail school. What if I take the test and then I somehow make it in time but I come late? Alright, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to end it here. It's been quite a while. Hope you're enjoying it so far, and remember, see you next time. I'm just deciding what to choose right now.
「決めた